If you're planning your first Disney trip with kids, this video's for you. And I want to start off by saying something pretty important. Disney World planning is genuinely overwhelming. Period. Said and done. There are hundreds of planning guides, thousands of tips, websites dedicated entirely to teaching you how to do this. And with the books involved and social media, it seems like you can never find a clear answer on how you're supposed to do this. And you know what's crazy? I've read almost all of them. Literally, nearly everything that's been posted, you could possibly read, watch the videos. I've done it all. And here's what I've learned from it. Most first-time families don't fail their Disney vacation because they underplanned. They end up failing it in most cases because they planned the wrong things and didn't pay attention to the things that mattered most to them. So today, I'm going to give you the complete first-timer framework. Every decision that matters in the order that you need to make it from someone who's been to Disney World over 20 times. I proposed to my wife in front of the castle. We got married on the boardwalk, and crazy me even took my kids as toddlers. So trust me, I know this place and I know it like the back of my hand. So let's make your first trip the absolute best trip. Let's get into it. Here are the first 3 big decisions that you're going to have to make before you even step foot on property. Number 1 is that you're going to have to set your intention for your vacation. And I know you probably never even thought of that before for any of your other vacations, so why would you do that now? But it's really important because Disney is massive and it's not your typical vacation that you're going to go chill on the beach, if you know what I'm saying. Before you look at ticket prices or hotels or park maps, answer one question together as a family, not you by yourself, but as an entire unit. What do you actually want this trip to mean to the entire family? Are you simply going to Disney World because everyone else is doing it? Or are you going because your daughter is obsessed with Frozen and you want to see her face when she meets Elsa for the first time? Are you celebrating a birthday or a milestone? Or are you going because you grew up just because you had the love of Disney as a child? Or is this the once-in-a-lifetime trip or the first to many to come? That level of intention shapes every decision that follows. The hotel you pick, the park order, which moments you decide to slow down for, and which ones you decide to speed up. I've taken trips without a clear intention, and the trips with one, the difference is how they feel, and the end is absolutely significant. Decision 2 is that you got to pick your dates from a crowd calendar. And if you don't know what I'm saying and you think I'm crazy that you could just pick out, oh, I'm going on those dates. Hold up, slow down. Picking your dates for your trip might be the single highest leverage decision that you're going to make, not only for like the trip itself, but every trip going forward. The difference between going during a high crowd peak week versus a low crowd peak week is the difference between a 60-minute wait or the possibility of a 20-minute wait for the exact same rides that you were going to ride anyways. The same tickets, the same hotels, just a completely different experience and outcome. First recommendation is I would say go to WDW Prep School or Undercover Tourist before you say or do anything about your Disney vacation. Pull up a crowd calendar for the months that you're possibly considering. Target these windows for the lowest crowds the week possibly after Labor Day through late September, the first 2 weeks of December before the Christmas crowds arrive. Trust me, you might be a Christmas freak, but if you've never been to Disney during Christmas, you might regret it. And then like possibly late January to early February, right after Martin Luther King Day weekend is also a big one because the crowds drop hugely after that holiday. What I would say is avoid things like Thanksgiving, Christmas week, spring break. Honestly, if you can avoid almost any day during the summer too, because you got to think everyone's going then, or any major Florida school holidays, avoid those like the plague and you'll probably be fine. Decision 3, and if you've been on my channel before, you've probably heard me say this way too many times, but if you're new here, use a Disney travel agent. And you're like, Jathan, why would I use a Disney travel agent? I don't want to pay for those. Here's the thing, they're free. Plain and simple. I'm going to throw that out there right now. It's really important, especially if this is your first time ever going to Disney World. Disney is a beast. It can be relaxing or it can be a complete nightmare. I would recommend you getting someone that knows it like the back of their hand to make sure you get everything done the way you want to. And you go, Jathan, well, how is a vacation planner free? How do they make money? They're not just going to do it for the love of it. Some of us do. Some of us just love helping people get the experience that they're looking for. But you're right. They still get paid. The difference is that you don't pay them. Disney pays them. And then you're like, well, it's going to cost more for my vacation. I don't pay them, but the vacation costs more. No. It's going to be the same price. You can go plan your own trip on the website and do it and pay for it. That total is going to be the same thing that you would pay to the travel agent. The difference here is what you're going to get out of it. One, they're going to keep up 24/7 with all of the discounts rolling in that you probably don't know about or would catch. Number two is that they're going to be the planning encyclopedia for you. You tell them what you want, and they're able to build a plan that's perfect for your family. Not just like the general show up and hopefully I get it right by winging it. Most of the time, you're going to lose. Or you're going to feel like you were taken advantage of because you paid all this money and you didn't get to do anything. Utilize a travel agent. I'm telling you, it works wonders. Oh, and one thing, since we're here, if this is helping you, please hit the subscribe button and the like button down below. Of course, it helps me out and helps me reach more people, but I want to help continue to do this for you. I do this weekly. So please hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you love getting free things, yeah, I said free, specifically free Disney or Universal stuff, go check me out on Whatnot. I've been on there for almost a month now. It's super fun. It's super fun. I'm really enjoying doing it, and I could see that being my full-time thing somewhere down the line. What I do is I sell Loungefly, Disney parks stuff, Universal park stuff, everything in between, all the knickknacks, all the whatnots, all the cool things that you get that maybe you can't find anywhere else. Yeah, I do all of that stuff. But on top of that, I give you free things all the time. Free Loungefly wallets, free bags, free Disney merch. Come check us out on Whatnot down below. It's Happy Place Studios. We're live daily. You catch me live instead of just here on the camera. So you'll get to talk to me more often than right here. All right, so that's the 3 pre-booking decisions completely locked in. Now let's talk about the trip itself. The park dates, the rides, the rhythms that separates the families that are having the best trips from literally everyone else. So how should you structure your time inside the parks? That's where we're going next. And number 1 is, how many days are you actually gonna go on vacation? Because if you think you're just gonna go down there and knock this out in 2 days and it's your first time and you're doing it with kids, you're sadly mistaken. You're gonna hate yourself, and more than likely you're never gonna want to go back on any Disney vacation, and that's anywhere and everywhere. Disney's massive. Whether it's Disneyland, Disney World, Shanghai, or a Disney cruise, everything is done on a much larger scale than you're probably used to. So we got to start off with how many days and why. Let's get into it. For a family with young kids hitting all 4 parks the first time, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you to plan somewhere between 5 and 7 days. Seriously. And you're like, that sounds really expensive. It can be, but it also might not be if you do it right or with the right intention, like we just said. What I would tell you not to do is don't try to do all 4 parks in 2 or 3 days. Like I was saying earlier, in my opinion, that's a survival exercise and you're probably not going to make it. 5 days gives you at least 1 park per day with a lighter 5th day somewhere in between, whether that is going to the parks again or a complete rest, relaxation day somewhere thrown into the mix. Build in at least 1 morning where you sleep in, eat at a resort, and literally don't rush anywhere on that rest and recover day. The pressure to maximize every single hour is one of the biggest the pressure to maximize every single hour is like the biggest mistake that first timers will make outside of pre-planning. Here's how I would recommend you actually going to the parks, which order that you should go in when you have small kids. Day one, and this is probably out of the norm, even for myself at times, because I like to throw this at the end, is go to Magic Kingdom on the very first day. And you go, why? Wouldn't I want to end my vacation on a bang? Sure, we can still do that, but in a different way. I would say this is like the non-negotiable for kids. This is the emotional anchor for the entire trip, and it's probably the one time that your kids are going to be the most rested and the park that has the most things for them to do. So please utilize this first. That walking down Main Street towards the castle sets the tone for everything that follows. Your kids need to see that first, not last. And I'm telling you, don't do it at the end, but do it in a different way at the end. We can still end there, but make sure you start there. Every kid knows that castle, and if they're tired and cranky because you did it on the last day, because they're exhausted from the previous 4 days, not only are they going to hate it, you're going to hate yourself because you were probably looking forward to that too. And now it's probably ruined. Just saying. Day two, I would say 9 times out of 10, knock out like something like Hollywood Studios, especially if you have a Star Wars kid or a Toy Story kid in the family. Slinky Dog Dash, Rise of the Resistance, the whole Toy Story Land area, which is knocked out of the park. It's amazing, y'all. This is the most high energy park, and your family will be the freshest outside of Magic Kingdom. Enough on day two to handle a park of this magnitude that's going to have so many things to do outside of Magic Kingdom. Day three, I'm probably going to say this is where your light day needs to come in. You've just had 2 major back-to-back park days, and you're probably way tired than what you realize because you're super excited and you're like, let's just go back. Even as an adult, you might hear adults say it all the time that Disney's terrible, it's not a vacation. Well, they don't do this. They go 4 days without a break. And that's exhausting because Disney is massive. So take a rest day right here. Sleep in late. Go eat food at the food court at your hotel. Swim, rest, recover, like chill, take multiple naps throughout the day. Like, don't kill yourself. Maybe resort hop or go to Disney Springs. Even Disney Springs can be a lot because it's massive too. But enjoy your time to go at a much slower pace than what the parks are going to allow you to do, or your kids will allow you to do while on vacation at these wonderful theme parks. Day 4, especially at this park, it's massive, but there's a little ease in this one because the style. Just go to Epcot. That's what I was going to say. Don't mind me rambling at times. I do that. But go to Epcot on this day. Even though it seems like Epcot has a lot to do, and it does, it's a step back from the previous 2 parks. Now, it is a lot of room to cover. It's one of the biggest parks on property. It's not the biggest, but it's up there. So what I would say is do your best to enjoy your day, explore the showcases, go knock out some of the slower rides that probably aren't going to have that long of a line. If you're going to rope drop, my recommendations is probably either Remy's Ratatouille Adventure to start or Frozen Ever After. You can't go wrong with either one of those. You're only going to be able to rope drop one of them 9 times out of 10. Those lines build up the fastest, and for small kids, they're going to like one of those attractions the most. Definitely lock in one of those as a lightning lane later in the day, but make sure you rope drop one of them so you don't get scammed out of not doing either one of them. So if you're going to rope drop one of those 2 attractions, knock them out. Your kids are going to have a wonderful time, and they probably won't remember if they can't go do the other one. They're going to remember the experience that they had on one of those major attractions designed for the kids. Day 5, this is your last day, and you're going to go to Animal Kingdom. But you were like, hey, Jathan, didn't you just say we're going to go back to the castle at Magic Kingdom? Yes, hold on. Just slow down. Give me a second, okay? Jeez. So we're going to rope drop Animal Kingdom. And here's the tip if you've never been there. The morning at Animal Kingdom is absolutely spectacular. Most of the time it has cooler air for some reason. It's like the way they designed the park. The animals are going to be really active. Seriously, they love the cooler temperatures. If not, you got to catch them at the end of the day or during rain. So we're going to knock it out early. Go see the animals. You're going to have probably shorter lines at this park because, one, there's a lot of construction going on in there right now. But two, there's just not that many things pulling the crowds in the Animal Kingdom at the moment. After you knock out all the things that you want to do as a family, leave early. Literally, you might be done with this park midday between 11 and 2 o'clock. So after you're done, leave. 9 times out of 10, what I would tell you to do at that point is go back to your hotel and chill for a couple of hours. Take a breather. Relax, because we're about to stay up late. Seriously. You're in for a long night. The next thing that I'm going to tell you is head back to Magic Kingdom. The evening and fireworks, happily ever after. This is where you end your vacation on a bang. This is the emotional close to the whole trip, and it deserves every bit of ability to close out the vacation. So take your time. Make sure you have a rest hour or two before heading back to the park, and that your tummies are all full with Mickey waffles or pretzels or whatever. Enjoy your time here. It's going to be the thing that closes out the vacation, but the way it's designed, you don't feel exhausted or ran through by the end of it, like most people do the first time they go, and then they never want to go back. Disney vacations are meant to be magical. Yes, they're tiring, but you shouldn't hate them. Now let's break down the individual day. We call this the 3-day phase. The most important thing that I would say is the rhythm of your day, and that's why this comes into play. This is like the secret sauce that separates the experienced Disney families from the first-timers. And you'll see why here in just a second. Every park day has 3 phases, and you need to know all 3 to realistically build out your perfect day on the things that you want to do and not kill yourself at the same time. That's a big one. Phase one is going to be rope drop to about 11 a.m. And if you've been on this channel before, you know where we're going next. This is your golden window of time. The parks are the emptiest, lines are the shortest, lightning lane is the freshest. Hit your must-do rides immediately. Like, go to them first. Whichever the ones that you were like, I need to do that one, go there first. Make sure you rope drop it, unless it's closed, and then you can panic and go somewhere else. It's your first time. It's going to happen no matter what. But do your first ride that you want to do at that park immediately. Move with purpose. These 2 hours are worth more than the next 4 hours combined, and you'll see why. Phase 2, right here. It's 11 to 4. I know that's a big window, but it's 11 to 4. What I'm going to tell you to do, and if you've never been, you're going to be like, why would I do this? I want you to leave. Get out of the park. Seriously, go do something else. Go back to your hotel, swim, take a nap, go grab a bite to eat that's not in the Magic Kingdom or in any other parks. Like, get away from the crowds so you can actually take a second to relax. This midday break that most first-timers skip completely and regret is really important because it makes or breaks your day. By the time you get to the end of your day and you did not take one, everyone's grumpy, irritable, and you're probably chafing and you're sweaty and you're like, I don't want to ever feel this way ever again. The Florida heat plus tired kids on a peak crowd week between noon and 4 is where Disney trips go to die. I want to just take that entire sentence and throw it in a trash can, because I'll tell you one thing, 9 times out of 10, you ain't never going to catch me back there during that time. Phase 3 is 4 p.m. to close, and this is where the fun really kicks up. This is where you're going to return. The crowds normally have thinned a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. The temperature has dropped significantly. Your enjoyment should automatically spike when you hear that. The evening at Disney is completely different, and it's more magical than any experience that you're going to obtain during the middle of the day. Did that make sense? Why did I say obtained? Then you're going to have the parades, the fireworks. The park at night is simply some of the best feelings that you're ever going to get with your family. So please take advantage of that time, but make sure you throw in a break, because you're going to be up late. Those fireworks happen twice a night, most nights. So you have some extended time, and sometimes they run to like 12, 1 o'clock. Take a break. And now we're moving into the Lightning Lane, the fast version, because I cannot stand talking about Lightning Lane near as much as you probably want to hear about it. The new Lightning Lane system. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That's going to describe that. The Fast Pass that you probably know from your childhood is gone. It does not exist anymore. The Lightning Lane is the paid replacement. God, I wish we could go back to free Fast Passes. Here's what you need to know as a first timer. The Lightning Lane multi-pass costs roughly between $15 to $20 most days if you're not going at a peak time, because it can go up to like $35, I think now. What you're going to do is that when you book one ride at a time and then you stack them throughout the day, if you stay on site, you can book things starting at 7 a.m. before all the non-resource guests even get their chance to. Book your first Lightning Lane the moment that the windows open. Write it and then book the next one immediately. And here's a tip. Most of the time, as soon as you check in with your Magic Band at that first checkpoint, you normally can book another one immediately. You'll find out when you go to try to book another one whether or not there's a second stop point. There's only a few attractions that have it, so most of the time, take advantage of it. As soon as you scan in, book your next one. And then what you're going to end up doing is repeating that process literally all day. The benefit of this is, yes, it's paid. That's not really a benefit, but you don't really have to go back to all the checkpoints all day to get the paper ones. But that was fun, I'll be honest with you. Lightning Lane Single Pass covers the absolute top tier rides, things like Tron, Guardians of the Galaxy, Slinky Dog Dash. These cost extra on top of the multi-pass. Yes, you're paying for more Lightning Lanes because the other one didn't include them all. What I would say is that it's worth it if it's like your family's must-do attractions, and some of these probably are. So if you're going during a busy time or you don't think you're going to be able to rope drop that attraction, definitely end up buying it if it's like a make or break thing. Without Lightning Lane on a moderate crowd day, a first-timer might get 4 to 6 rides done. Seriously. With a smart Lightning Lane strategy, that number goes probably to double, somewhere between 10 and 12. So it is a huge difference for the cost that you are paying, especially if you add up the cost that you paid for the vacation. Yes, it's more cost, but you get twice as much done for your first-timers that don't really know a lot about the parks. So it's useful. All right, so that's Park Day's plan. Now let's talk about two things that most first-timers don't think about until it's way too late, and that's dining and money. Here's the 60-day dining rule. This one genuinely shocks first-timers. The best Disney restaurants book out 60 days in advance. Seriously, not 60 hours, not 60 minutes, 60 days. Yeah. Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Table, Space 220, Topolino's Terrace, and if you don't know what those are, you probably will after your first vacation because you're going to be like, I want to go do those things. If you want any of these, set a calendar reminder literally right now before your vacation. Set it exactly 60 days out before your first park day and book the morning that window opens. Seriously, you miss it by a couple hours, you're probably not getting the things that you want. Seriously. Or you can have a travel agent do it for you, and that's a throwback to earlier. For everything else, mobile order. This is your friend. Please don't go to quick services unless you just have to do it on a whim. If you can, all your quick services pretty much have mobile order now. Mobile order your food while you're standing in line or doing something else. Utilize your time. You don't want to go stand in line to order your food and then wait 10 minutes for your food to show. You're just missing so much time. So it'll eliminate if you can mobile order while you're waiting in line, maybe before you get on an attraction. And when you get off, you walk over, grab your food, sit down, eat, and then head out to do the next thing. It saves you like half an hour. Seriously. One dining move every first timer should make is book one signature dining experience per trip. Not one every day, literally just one. One really good meal that your family will probably remember forever. The food is a part of the Disney experience. Don't skip it entirely just because quick service is easier or cheaper. And both. And then on top of that, free water at any quick service counter is a real thing. Like, don't think you have to buy $3 to $5 bottle of water, just go up to the counter. If it's not at that one, a cast member will probably tell you where to go to get it. It's free. They will give you free water. A family of 4 can spend $20 a day on bottled water, and you can do that in one sitting, not just a day, if you're not really doing this. So please go get the free water. Just ask. The cast members are nice. Go ask. The next one is the big one, the money conversation. And you should do this before you leave home or plan your trip. Seriously. Disney is expensive. We've covered this extensively on this channel, and it's not getting cheaper anytime soon. But the families who have the worst financial experience at Disney usually are the ones who spent the most. Seriously. It's those, not the ones who spent the least. They're the ones who had no plan when they arrived, and they made panicked in the moment spending decisions all day, every day. And if you do that, oh my God, the headache that you have when you leave. Blah. I don't even want to go back to that because I've been that person. Before you walk through those gates, set a daily magic budget. That's what I call it. Separate from your tickets, your hotel, your food. It's a discretionary spending amount for souvenirs, snacks, and extras. Every person in the family knows what that number is. They should know if you didn't think about it. And when it's gone, it's gone. No negotiations at the register. Seriously, I've been. You want to buy your kids things when you get up and they see things and they just grab. Yeah, don't fall for that. It gets really expensive really fast. This one decision eliminates 90% of the tension that derails an entire Disney trip. The stress of should we buy this at every souvenir stand disappears when the decision was already made at home. And for the families that go, it's way too expensive, they're the ones that are doing this. They literally show up on vacation and they go, oh, I spent 10 grand on a vacation. And then when you break it down, well, look all the things that you bought that you didn't really need that you're like, it's just like it's right there, get it. No, don't do that. Seriously, don't do that. Set a discretionary budget before you go, please. Please, and everyone should know that number. So what actually makes your first trip magical? Here's the thing that every Disney planning guide covers. It's the dates, it's the hotels, it's the lightning lane and dining. Yeah, you need all of that, and it's really important. But there's one more thing that none of the logistic guides kind of tell you, and it's probably the most important ingredient to the entire trip, and it's presents. And not like a present underneath a Christmas tree, guys. I do love Christmas, though, but it's presents. I've been to Disney World over 20 times, and that's a big number. And come to think about it, it's pretty crazy that I've had the opportunity to do it that many times. I proposed to my wife in front of the castle. We got married at Disney's Boardwalk Resort. We honeymooned there. We both brought our kids as toddlers, and then multiple times after that. And the trips I remember the most vividly, not the ones that were necessarily the best strategy. They're the ones that I was fully in it 24/7. Your first trip is going to have moments that you can't necessarily plan for, where your kid sees something for the first time and their face does something you have never seen before, where they meet a character and completely fall apart with joy, where the fireworks go up and the whole family is standing there looking at the sky in complete awe. Those moments require you to be present, not documenting, not checking the app, not calculating what ride comes up next. Literally just be there. My one rule for first timers is pick 2 or 3 moments in time throughout your entire trip per day that you put your phone away and do not pull it back out until that moment's done. The character meet, the fireworks, the first time your kids see the castle, be in those moments, not behind them or behind a screen. Be there. Watch them. I'm telling you, you will never regret that. Those photos are nice, but those memories are way, way, way more worth it than it being on your phone, because you're going to be connected to that moment. All right, so that's everything you need for your first Disney trip. Set your attention before you book, pick the dates from a crowd calendar, use a Disney travel agent, and then follow your day-to-day operations like we were talking about earlier. Make sure that you are there for the moments that actually matter, not behind your phone. That's the framework. That's the 20 plus years of experience that has taught me. And if you do all of this, your first Disney trip is going to be everything that you hoped for and more. Your first Disney trip should be your best trip, and it can be. Plan smart, show up present, and let the magic do the rest. So drop in the comments, are you planning your first trip right now? Where are you in the entire planning process? Let me know. I want to help. And your questions will probably help somebody else in this exact moment later on. And if you want the complete deep dive on the rest of these decisions, go watch my trip video. It's the most comprehensive Disney planning framework that I have literally ever built on this channel. It's 4 letters, everything you need. Watch it next, and the link is right here. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.